Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys and Mag. This is Hunter and Shane. What's up, Shane?
What's up, nerds?
We are back doing another Precon upgrade. This time, trekking along to space. That's right. We are going to outer space, Edge of Eternity style. So for this one, this is the $100 upgrade to counterintelligence, right, Shane?
That's right. We're going to space, dude. Can't wait.
Can't wait. And for this video, as you may or may not know, we are doing the Face Commander, which is the spacecraft, because now spacecrafts and vehicles that are legendary and have power and toughness can be your commander. So that's a very exciting new change. Just want to remind everybody before we get started, though, Shane, if they wanted to see the backup to Kilo, that is over on our Patreon first for a week. Otherwise, just stick around to the channel for a week. You'll see it in a week. But before we get started into the all cool additions and cuts and all that jazz, Shane, just talk to me. What is this commander, aka spacecraft? What does it do? What is the direction of the deck?
Gladly. This is Inspirit, flagship vessel. It is a blue, a red, and a white for a legendary artifact spacecraft. It's got station. When the spacecraft's got at least one charge counter on it, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put your choice of a 1/1 counter or two charge counters on up to one other target artifact. And then at 8 plus, it's a flying creature, 5/5, and it says other artifacts you control have hexproof and indestructible. I think that the way we're going to play this deck is I want to keep saying crew, but no, we're going to station our spaceship, get as many as we can on there. Maybe we can proliferate to get there as well. We're basically going to be doing some damage with spaceships and then just artifact creatures, dude. Big artifact deck.
All right, well, I'm excited. It's time to blast off, Shane. Let's go ahead and take a look at these additions. What are we adding into this deck to make it a bit more spicy?
We're going to spacecraft set. I wanted to add a couple more spacecrafts and just spicy stuff from the new set. So that's what I did. The first one I'm throwing in is Dawnspire, Sunstar Dreadnought. It's a 5 mana legendary artifact spacecraft. It's got station. When you have 10 or more charge counters, whenever you attack, Dawnspire deals 100 damage to up to one target creature or planeswalker. And then if it has 20 or more charge counters, it is a 20/20 flying creature spacecraft. Holy moly. I am so excited about this card. I'm going to nuke any creature when I get to 10. And then if I can get to 20, you're going to start dying so quick. And that does sound like a lot. I understand that. But once you start getting these creatures pretty large, they will start stationing for quite a bit at once. So I think it's going to be nuts.
You see how it snowballs, right? You get your creatures bigger with the counters from the original Commander spacecraft, and then those counters are going to let you crew the other spacecrafts,
Yeah.
and then 100 damage to a creature is just a little bit overkill, but also, hey, why not?
It's just like a fun nuke. It's like a flavor win. This whole set is a flavor win, dude.
It really is.
I'm throwing in another spacecraft. It doesn't have any power and toughness, so it can't be your commander, unfortunately. But the Eternity Elevator is 5 mana for legendary artifact spacecraft. It has tap, add 3 colorless. It also has station. And then at 20 or more, you could tap it, add X mana of any one color, where X is the number of charge counters on the elevator. So this is going to be another one of those things where I'm going to amass a ton of counters. And then before it even has that, it still taps for 3, which is nice. It'll help you pay for a lot of your artifacts, because typically artifacts are colorless. So that'll help. And then when you get to 20, if you get there, that you're just doing stupid things.
Yeah, as soon as you get to 20, well, now you get to tap this for 20 mana.
Which is like, obviously, it's going to be amazing because it could be any color, any
Mm-hmm.
one color, but any color. The last one from the new set I'm throwing in is Virulent Silencer. 3 mana for an artifact creature, Robot Assassin. It's a 2/3. It says whenever a non-token artifact creature you control deals combat damage to a player, that player gets 2 poison counters. That's really mean in this deck because we have a lot of artifact creatures going on in this, and the poison counters are going to proliferate really quick. I didn't want to focus on poison. I know we've been talking about that, but I wanted to throw in just like a little splash, and it's a good card in general.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite cards from this set. I mean, it's just so mean. It reminds me very much of Finn the Fangbearer.
So mean, dude.
But those look like the only new cards you're throwing in. How about some older cards that make this deck a little bit better?
Yep. So I'm throwing in Dreamtide Whale. I love this card. 2 and a blue for a creature whale, 7/5. That has Vanishing 2. And it says whenever a player casts their second spell, each turn proliferate. Great. The Vanishing counters are going to be kind of sucky, But hopefully, if you're doing the thing in the right way, you're going to be proliferating those vanishing counters so it never goes away. This is going to be a dream that lasts forever. And then you're going to be proliferating, and it's going to be great.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Not only does it come down and helps you proliferate, but just 3 mana for a 7/5 helps you station up things a lot quicker.
Yep. I'm putting in Filigree Vector. It's 3 and a white for an artifact creature. Phyrexian Construct. It's a 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on each of any number of target creatures, and a charge counter on each of any number of target artifacts. You can pay 1, tap it, sacrifice another artifact, proliferate. This does a lot for you. It's going to be putting counters of 1/1 counters and charge counters, and then just being able to pay 1, sacrifice an artifact to proliferate. Super easy way to proliferate in this deck.
Yeah, this card went up in price a little bit when this set was announced because, boy, does it synergize very well.
100%. I'm also throwing in Flux Channeler, 2 and a blue, creature, human, wizard, 2/2. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, proliferate. Like I said, this deck is a artifact deck. I know we have a lot of artifact creatures, but we have a lot of artifact artifacts. So just an easy way to proliferate again.
Yeah, easy and to the point.
And then a big boy thrown in here. Illustrious Wonderglyph. 4 and a white for an artifact creature golem. 2/2. It has Ascend. Other artifact creatures you control get +2/+2 as long as you have the city's blessing. At the beginning of each upkeep, create a 1/1 colorless golem artifact creature token. This card always trips me up because I'm always like, oh yeah, make one on my upkeep. No, it's every upkeep. When this guy comes out, you're going to be making tons of artifact creatures. They're going to get bigger. All your stuff that's already on the field with artifact creatures going to get bigger. This card's a problem, dude.
This card is a problem. It's one of my favorites that's been printed because I love making tokens. And this is just so easy to just to continue just as soon as you just keep going around the table. 1/1, 1/1, 1/1,
Yeah.
1/1, 1/1. And eventually, as soon as you get the City's Blessing with his 10 permanents, that's +2/+2. So now they're all 3/3s. And then all those 3/3s can just help you crew your spacecrafts. That's fantastic.
Yeah. And I mean, the Ascend is so easy to get to, I feel like. Because, like, it just counts your land. It counts every permanent.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have a 10 real fast.
Yeah, Ascend is a super easy mechanic to beat. Moving on, though, Shane, you did mention this is an artifact deck. We do have some artifacts.
We do. We have some fun artifacts here. Etheric Amplifier is going in my deck. 3 mana for an artifact. You can tap it, add 1 mana of any color. You could pay 4, tap it, choose 1, activate only as a sorcery. Double the number of each kind of counter on target permanent. Double the number of each kind of counter you have. I don't really know. You're going to want to do this for the counters you have. I don't really know when I would do that here. But doubling the number of counters on a permanent is nuts. So let's just say your commander only has like 6 or 7 or like 10, whatever it has. You can just pay 4 and double it straight up. Get whatever you need. You can get a 20 really fast here. Like, this is going to be a pretty good card, I think, in this deck.
Yeah, this is just a easy way to kind of cheat the station mechanic. You don't have to tap your creatures down. Just tap this instead, pay 4, and bang. You now have spacecrafts that are online as creatures.
Yeah, pretty mean. I'm putting in Energy Chamber, 2 mana for an artifact. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose 1. Put a 1/1 counter on target artifact creature, or put a charge counter on target non-creature artifact. This is kind of like your commander, but now you have 2 copies of it. So now you can put counters on stuff, or charge counters on stuff. Just an easy way to start putting stuff on.
Yeah, this is super easy. Like, this just sits here and just gives you value for not just 2 mana forever.
Yep,
It's
just starting your turn. Yeah.
pretty wild.
I'm putting in Magistrate's Scepter, 3 mana for an artifact. You could pay 4, tap it, put a charge counter on this card. You could tap it, remove 3 charge counters, take another turn. That's gonna be like, oh, that's really slow. You got to pay 4, add the charge counter every time, blah blah. It's super slow. But do you? Because your commander can just add charge counters, and this deck is full of proliferation. I don't think it's uncommon to take like multiple extra turns in like a single time. It's gonna be crazy, dude.
Yeah, extra turns. That's super easy to do. I'm surprised. Yeah, that's the price of this card hasn't gone up higher because of this set. That's crazy.
It might. We'll see when people start using this card more.
Yeah, at the time of recording, these are what the prices are.
Yeah. And then one I had to throw in here, it's just too like thematic and just awesome. So Recon Craft Theta, 4 mana for an artifact vehicle. It's got flying. When it enters the battlefield, create a 0/0 blue alien creature token. Put a 1/1 counter on it. And then whenever it attacks, proliferate. So not only is it thematic because it's not really a spacecraft, but It's a vehicle that looks like a spacecraft, and it makes an alien. And when it attacks, it proliferates. Like I had to throw it in tiered.
That is so on theme. I I would have done the same to my upgrade too. Like, hey, we're playing in space. This has an alien and a spacecraft, and while you're at it, it just proliferates too. That's what your deck's trying to do.
Yep, love it.
I do too. Moving on, looks like we're finally just fixing up the mana base just a little bit.
Yep, I had a little bit of extra budget at the end of this, so I put in all the bond lands. Sea Cloud, Spectator Seating, and Training Center. All the ones you're allowed to put in these colors at least. They all enter the battlefield tapped unless you have 2 or more opponents, and then tap for their respective colors. So Sea of Clouds is a white and a blue, Spectator Seating is a red and a white, and Training Center is a blue and a red. At this point, I kind of put them in all the upgrades if I have a budget left over, just because they're that good. And fixing up your mana base is not the most flashy, sexy thing to do, but it is so good to do.
Yeah, I mean, this is like I have a feeling they're gonna change the bracket system to how many tap lands you have in your deck because I feel like it's a major part of a deck, like how it perform comparatively to a deck that has these type of lands in it. Like just
Yeah.
having access to mana so quickly is just so essential.
Yep.
But Shane, that looks like all of the additions. Is that right?
That's it. We got to move on to the cuts now.
Okay, it's time to move on to the cuts. So first and foremost, talk to me. What creatures are you cutting out of this deck?
I will right now. The first one I'm throwing out is Angel of the Ruins. 5 and 2 white. Artifact creature Angel, 5/7, flying. When this creature enters, exile up to 2 target artifacts and or enchantments. It's got plain cycling of 2. It's a artifact creature. That's what it's got going for it. I don't like really what it does, and I don't like the mana cost here. I don't really like anything about this card. I cut it.
Angel of Ruins is one of those precon cards that they just keep printing over and over and over. And
Yeah,
I seem to cut it out of all of mine, too. So,
yeah.
easy cut.
Etched Oracle is also getting the cut for me. 4 mana for an artifact creature wizard. 0/0. It's got Sunburst, so it enters with 1/1 counters on it for each color you spent to cast it. You could pay 1, remove 4 1/1 counters from this creature. Target player draws 3 cards. Pretty decent card draw. Out of the box, this deck has so much card draw, dude. And it stapled on a creature like this. I get that we have the ability to proliferate, like I've been talking about, and I've been harping on how amazing that is. But being able, like, you're basically nuking this creature down to draw, which I think is there's better ways to do it. And I don't want to be making my big stuff small, so I cut it.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of a hey, this is going to enter with at least 3 because you are a 3-color deck, which means you have to proliferate to get more counters to do the remove 4 in this
Yeah,
deck. I feel like that's just too many hoops.
it's just a little slow. And like I said, like out of the box, they did add a really good amount of card draw already, so
Yeah,
I'm not worried.
don't need this one.
Hangerback Walker is also going to get the cut for me. It's XX artifact creature construct 0/0. This creature enters with X/1/1 counters on it. When it dies, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying for each 1/1 counter that was on this creature. You could pay 1, tap it, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Seems like a really good card in like general. I would keep it if I'm playing with a backup commander because of how easy that proliferation will trigger. But other than that, like this is not the one that you can remove counters and deal damage with, obviously. So for that reason, I don't think I really want it. Good card still. If you like it, please don't get rid of it. But I'm gonna cut it out of my build.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's okay.
Got 2 more artifact creatures that we're cutting, and I'm only cutting this many artifact creatures because of the amount I'm adding in. So, mindless automaton, 4 mana, 0/0, artifact creature construct. This creature enters with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. I can pay 1, discard a card, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Remove 2 1/1 counters from this creature, draw a card. Kind of similar to the last one I talked about. This one even has more hoops that you want to be going through to add the counters. Granted, I'll say it a million times, this deck does have proliferation, but at the floor, I have to do so many things to draw a card, which I don't think is worth it.
I don't think I'm ever paying 1 and discarding something from my hand to put a single counter on this creature. Ever.
No, I'm not either. The last artifact creature I'm cutting is Threefold Thunderhulk. It's 7 mana. It's a 0/0 artifact creature gnome. This creature enters with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, create a number of 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature tokens equal to its power. Pay 2, sacrifice another artifact, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. I think this is a solid card, honestly. It's just the fact that it's 7. That's crazy. I do know that there's many ways to make a lot of mana that we talked about in the beginning, but let's just say we don't have those, and this card's going to sit in your hand for who knows how many turns. I just don't see it, so I'm cutting it out of my deck.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to cut off the top a little bit, especially since you added a couple other spacecrafts that cost 5. So this one's just not making the
Yeah,
cut.
you don't want to bloat too much of the top end there.
Exactly. Speaking of bloating, we did see you add in some artifacts. Which artifacts are you cutting to make room for those ones?
I think I added some pretty spicy artifacts, so I'm going to cut ones that I just don't think are as crazy. The first one being Golem Foundry, 3 mana for an artifact. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you may put a charge counter on this artifact. Remove 3 charge counters from this artifact. Create a 3/3 colorless Golem artifact creature token. I just don't think that the payoff is all that good here. Like, you're adding a bunch of counters to this, and then you're getting a 3/3. Granted, that can help you station later, but it's just a 3/3. I'm also cutting Soul Guide Lantern for 1 mana artifact. When this artifact enters, exile target card from a graveyard. You can tap it, sacrifice this artifact, exile each opponent's graveyard, or you could pay 1 mana, tap it, sacrifice this artifact, draw a card. Does a lot of modes, pretty flexible for you there. I don't think that I really want this in my deck. I get that it's in the deck specifically for the matchup against the graveyard deck. Uh, I didn't want to keep it in just for that one deck. Granted, a lot of people nowadays play with a little bit of graveyard, but I don't think I wanted to dedicate this slot for it, so I cut it. And then I also cut Titan Forge, 3 mana, artifact, pay 3, tap it, put a charge counter on this artifact, tap it, remove 3 charge counters from this artifact, create a 9/9 colorless golem artifact creature token. That one's a little bigger. That one can definitely help with the whole stationing. It's just the fact that I have to have the engine kind of already going. Otherwise, I'm paying 3 to add these slowly. I just don't see it there for me. So if you liked it, keep it, but I'm cutting out of my build.
Yeah, that makes sense. We saw that you added a bunch of other artifacts that create other things and ways to put counters on stuff and charge counters and growing your board with other type of creatures, and you're going to be able to crew and station things pretty regularly, I'd say, with what you've added.
Yeah. Yeah.
And finally, you did touch the land base. We are cutting more lands than you added.
It's gonna sound crazy. I added 3 lands. I'm cutting 6, and you're like, what? Out of the box, this deck had 40 lands, which I've never seen. Like, that's unless you're a landfall deck or just a land matter deck. 40 lands is crazy to me. So, like I said, I'm cutting 6. Evolving Wilds is getting cut. It's the land that comes in. You can sacrifice this land, search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Just like the really generic fetch. It's cool to get the color you need, whatever. I'm also cutting Lonely Sandbar and Secluded Steppe. They're lands that both enter the battlefield tapped always, and they just tap for the one color, and then they have a cycling of that same one color. So Sandbar is a blue and Steppes is a white. The cycling is cool because later down the line, if you don't need the land, you just pay that color and draw a card, but these are just tapped basics in my opinion. Like, why? I don't need them.
Yeah, they're not good.
And then the last 3 lands that I'm cutting, Rugged Prairie is a land that can tap for a colorless, or you can pay a red and a white, tap it, add a red-red, or a red-white, or a white-white. Decent mana fixing, but I don't think I need it. And it's kind of like those filter lands where I'm not good at filter lands, dude, honestly. I hate it. Speaking of filter lands, a worse filter land is Skycloud Expanse that I'm cutting. It's a land that you could pay 1, tap it, add a white and a blue. This one's even worse because you can't tap this for anything. You have to pay into it. This always like makes you think about your land base, which I hate doing. Maybe I'm just dumb, but I don't like this card. And then Temple of Triumph. It's a land that enters the battlefield tapped always. When this land enters, you scry 1, and it can tap for a red and a white. I don't like any of the temples. I typically cut all the temples in like place of the bond lands, but since I wanted to cut more than just the 3, I decided to pick just this temple because the red and white is the lowest in the deck. I don't like them. They're bad.
Yeah, all these lands that you mentioned, not good. I cut them out all the time too. But that's why we do precon upgrades, right? Gotta
That's exactly why.
cut the fat. But Shane, is that gonna do it? Is that all of the additions and the cuts for this $100 upgrade of counterintelligence?
That's it. That's my counterintelligence.
Okay, so we saw all the prices on the screen when we were doing the ads. If you add all of those cards up together, at the time of recording, what is the total amount of money you spent for those additions?
You'll be coming right at like about $98. So I'm just under, dude.
Okay, perfect. That's awesome. You saving the people some money. But yeah, before we wrap things up, Shane, I got one more question for you. We know you're a fan of space. This has been a set that you've been excited for a very long time. How do you feel about Inspirit flagship vessel and the deck as a whole?
I love it. I love space, like you said. It's just a flavor win in my opinion, all around. I think the station mechanic might be a little slow, honestly, but I think I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna be playing some crazy fast deck. I'm gonna be playing my stuff slowly but surely, stationing my stuff up. It's gonna grow. It's gonna become a spacecraft hopefully soon. I don't know. I just think this whole thing is a flavor win in my opinion. I love it. I can't wait to play with it.
Yeah, it looks a lot of fun. But if you guys wanted to see the entire deck list, check the link in the description below. Playtest it yourself. And also, while you're down there, comment. Did you guys like these additions? Maybe there's an addition that Shane missed. Maybe it'll come in a $300 upgrade. You don't want to miss out on that. So make sure you are staying subscribed because, like I said, you want to see that when it comes out. And if you guys wanted to check out some other things like our social media accounts, check those in the description as well and follow us on those. Also, hit the like button because it helps us know that you guys like these videos. So we appreciate all the love and support. And on the screen right now, those are all of our Patreon subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your ad support. It really does mean the world to us. If you guys wanted to check out what they're seeing, which is not here on YouTube, including early access content like the backup, like we were mentioning, of Kilo, it's over there on Patreon as we speak. Go check it out. Link in the description. Consider subscribing. And a very special shout out to our Gains Indestructible tier, starting with Aaron Hill,
Aaron Martin,
Brian Ganella,
Daryl Tripp,
Demarion Turner,
Doc Jerome,
Yasminder Pabla,
Jimmy Ward,
Jay Pizzle,
Kevo,
Larry Killian,
Samuel Abbott,
Thrifty PSGR.
and William Colombo.
You guys are awesome. Appreciate every single one of you. And until the next video, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Bye-bye.